Future-Proof is sponsored by Learn Smart Academy, online revision courses for GCSE and A-Level. All your revision in one place, organised for you, interactive and game-changing. Hello and welcome to Future-Proof. Thank you so much for joining me, Sarah Hopwood, as I'm now working towards the end of this series, looking at how to do things. And if you've been following the series, then hopefully I've shared some nuggets of thoughts that you may agree with, you may disagree with, but if it puts you into conversation and debate, if it sends you searching, if maybe trial and error has been your way forward from it, then I just hope that as I say, there's just been a few little bits of signposting, maybe thought processing that has been helpful to you. And in this programme, and it's going to be one of two programmes again, and you can see there's a theme running here because quite a few of them now have been in groups of two. If you have missed anything, then please do Google Future-Proof on YouTube, Sarah Hopwood Future-Proof, maybe that's the tag, but they will all be up there so you can go and watch them at any time. But also huge thanks to Latest Television for their support in all we're trying to do here. And they are very, very good at rerunning programmes. So if you've missed something this time round, then be sure it will come round again and hopefully you'll catch it then. So this is the first of two programmes where I'm looking at how to be an effective speaker. And it comes from my own journey, and it's in fact through speaking that I ended up investing in television. And it came from, oh gosh, what's it called? I'll think of it in a minute. But a bargain, basically, and to be on there and to find some presentation skills for television work, actually, that I booked myself on, not even thinking in a million years that I would move into television work. I booked it because I felt that if I learnt some TV presentation skills, it would enhance my speaking skills on the circuit. So, obviously I'm thinking standing in front of audiences rather than do anything on television. But the whole landscape has changed. Video, there are more clicks on video than there are on anything else. So it was that Groupon that, I can't remember, it was 30 odd quid or something. It was so cheap that got me onto another level of not just presenting, but actually being able to get in front of a camera. And before I carry on, I just want to say it's well, I think, noted that speaking in public is one of the greatest fears. Some even say it's a greater fear than dying. Whatever that view is, we know that speaking in public is very, very high on the stress level list. And I just hope that some of what I share today will inspire you, it will encourage you, but also, if nothing else, I hope that it endorses the value of preparation. When you are speaking, whether it's television or whether it's on a video or whether you're stood doing a best man speech, father of the bride speech, or the bride's mother's speech, anything like that, a bridesmaid speech, anything like that, the key to building your confidence is preparation. And if you think of the whole thing from start to finish, from being asked to speak to delivering it, 70% of that time frame is preparation. And if you prepare well enough, then you will surprise yourself as to how good you are. But there's obviously things to trip and fall and trip you up and cause issue for you all the way along that journey. And I hope that sharing some of the content today will really, really help and inspire you. The other thing I want to do too is, I heard someone being asked, how do I become a great speaker like you? You are so good. I want to be like you. And I just love the answer that was given from this person who said, You don't want to be like me. The biggest thing about being a successful speaker is the authenticity, and it's hearing the person speak from their heart, speak their truth, and do it very, very sincerely. You know, you can often tell when people are trying to pull the wool over your eyes or what have you, and this is an opportunity to just be you. And I've listened to people who have tripped and fumbled, but because they've been speaking from their heart, I would walk away and say they were excellent speakers because they captured me, they engaged with me, and so I heard every single thing that they said, I got their message, and I walked away being challenged and having that thought-provoking result, which is exactly what any speaker wants. So we'll be looking at the attributes of a good speaker, setting up the environment. Key thing is understanding the 7 learning principles. So if you understand that, then you'll know how to engage with your audience, structuring a presentation, and then just some key tips. So an effective presenter will encourage learning and create an environment that facilitates learning. That's really important. So it encourages learning, so it's all about the audience rather than the speaker, but also facilitates, which is really looking at the environment and making sure that people are in a environment that is conducive to learning. You know, people cannot learn, for example, if they're cold. You know, if you're really cold, you won't concentrate. So it's things like that to really, really bear in mind. So already we're getting the feeling that as a speaker, the biggest thing is that you need to entertain. If you are entertaining, it means you're engaging. And in the speaking world, we call it making our content sticky. So in other words, people kind of get their hands dirty in it, if you like, as they debate it, as they, things resonate with them, things might even offend them. And they need to sit there and work out why, how, why did that offend me? Where did that hurt? Where did I feel that? And can I work out kind of why? And that's the impact that good speakers want to have, because then they know that you really are listening and you're discerning for yourself what you think of their content. So we need to be, obviously, time management is utterly key with speaking. There is nothing worse than somebody going over their time, their designated time. It's better to be under time than over time. And speakers, if they're not too careful, get caught up going, but I have to deliver my content. I have to deliver my content. And, you know, that isn't always the priority, particularly if you've got catering waiting to come in. And, you know, as professional speakers, sometimes we've been booked, for example, for 20 minutes or 45 minutes. Somebody else has gone over, or there's been an issue, and the event organizer comes up and says, look, could you just do it in 15? And it is your duty of care to everything that's going on to do that and have the ability to pick out all your nuggets to make sure you deliver a 15-minute speech, which is what has been changed and in that request because of other things that are going on. So you need to design it, which is taking people on a journey, and we'll talk more about that. You're a leader, you're an organizer, you're a listener. You need to listen to your audience and see what's coming back from them, and you're a teacher. And the other thing in all of this is you are a researcher as well. Never ever stand before an audience without knowing who they are, maybe professionally or maybe as a body of people, what a common denominator is between them all, perhaps what their ages are, perhaps what the different dynamics are. I always ask, and company secretaries are brilliant, are there any dynamics going on in this business that I don't know about? You know, and sometimes, for example, there can be friction in a board or friction somewhere, and it's really important, if you can, to find out about that, because it will help you really deliver what you've been booked to do, which is to engage. And people can't engage with you if they are distracted because of, for example, conflict, or because of hearing something and thinking, oh gosh, so-and-so's not going to like that. It's really good for you as a speaker to know those things so that you can offset them and avoid them. So going into the break, I want to talk about a gap analysis. And if you've been following these programs, you have seen this before. So it's looking at the factors, the skills, if you like, that are needed to be a good speaker. And sometimes it's quite good to maybe ask people, because we either have an elevated ego where we think we're much better at all of this than we actually are, or we will talk ourselves down so much that we think, oh my gosh, I then even start. I'm used to all of this. And you talk yourself down. Both of those are inappropriate. So maybe ask somebody who loves you or somebody who knows you in the profession, who you trust, an advisor, wise counsel, and just say, look, can you come and do this gap analysis with me? Because I know I'm either going to over talk myself up or I'm going to talk myself down, and I actually need to be strategic here to work out where I might need some training before I commit something to the stage or indeed to video. So scoring really works well. 0 means I don't know or just average. -5 +5 really gives you an accurate reading. In that first column, you mark where you are now. And as I say, it's good to get advice and help with that. Then mark where you want to be based on the outcomes you want from your presentation, what it is, the walkaway points that you want the room to feel. And then do you have the skills to create the walkaway that you want? Once you've done where you are now, or where you want to be, sorry, you then look at the gap of where you are now to where you want to be, and that gap, the largest number, shows you where you need to focus your training. Good luck, and I'll see you in a moment.